is your celebration.
That's
so
right.
We are here today to celebrate you all. We are just so excited you're here. Just get up and give yourself a round of applause. We create the life that we want for ourselves today, and you all did it. You walked the walk, you talked the talk. You came every Monday for 6 months. Every Monday you showed up. You all became sisters, community. You all began to listen to other stories and became a shoulder. This is what Warm is all about. It's about creating a new community for ourselves. Because we're no longer victims. We're not calling ourselves victims. We are victorious, and we are not victims, but we are survivors and survivors. And that's what you are. You came every week for PTSD and trauma. You did it for 8 weeks. You came and you dealt with the hard questions, the hard realities. You shared your truth, because you're only sick as your secrets. Okay? Yes. And do you know how painful it is to be showing up every week and telling somebody a lie and getting help with a lie? Tell your truth so you can get help with the truth. I don't want to be here for 5 years talking about, let me tell you what happened to me, and it was a lie. And y'all came and told your truth, Miss Fabulous, Miss Beautiful, Miss Absolutely Gorgeous. Good morning, gorgeous. And then you turned around and said, I want more. And for 12 weeks, you all came to inner work for our change. Y'all showed up for 12 weeks and did that. Love shouldn't hurt. The characteristics of why people abuse, the devastating effects on abuse on you all, we all, because your children is our children. There's no big eyes or little U's, and that's your issue. If it happens to you, it happens to me. And this is what you all did for 12 weeks. Y'all came to that. It showed up every on the, what we call the Hollywood squares. Y'all was on them Zoom. I was even coming there getting hit off. I was like, damn. These women ain't joking. Y'all came in, y'all did the work. So we celebrate you. We got so much for you. What y'all going home with, I showed it Chief Green. He's like, damn, they get cooked up. Okay. Y'all have no idea what y'all get because it's all in the other room. You know, so I'm just trying to give you a little bit to just like, but I don't have to do that because y'all showing up, because you're going to stay because you want to live. You want to experience. Y'all want the whole experience. It's not like half. Y'all want the whole experience of what the Creator has for every single last one of us. It is beyond anything you could ever imagine. I'm living proof of that. From my story came the glory. From my pain came greatness. And every single last one of you in here came up and shared the story and talked about it. I am such a better woman now because of you. Because of you, I'm changed. Because of you, I walk different too, because I am always healing. I don't just got this. Okay? I am always healing, but it's because of you all that you showed up, and it made Adrian show up every week. Our fabulous facilitator, stand up, Adrian. It made Zamara. I know the sister, she has to go, so I'm going to call her up. And then Chief Green's going to come up real quick, say a couple of words. Chief Green. Chief. Call out, you want to? Chief? Okay. Yeah, because, you know, you insist.
Yeah, all right.
Amazing singer who supports women, who is a woman, who is in our community, who is doing the work in this space to make it different for you all. This is behind the scenes, you know. She believed in Warm. She went to Albany and fought to get funding to this agency. So we can do this because of this woman here. Amen.
All right.
Let's not do it quickly. It's all clear. And I introduce Senator Philadelphia.
Yes, yes.
Listen, good evening, everyone. I'm here to congratulate all of you. And really, I just want to say something about Stephanie. You know, it's because of her I can do the work that I do.
Come on now.
Because of you, we are all working. And I'm happy. I'm in Albany most of the time. I just came down from Albany. I'm there from January to June, most of the weeks. And I don't go back up until January now, so I get to come into the community and see the results of the policies we make, of the funding we allocate, of what we fight for. But when I'm not here, it's people like Stephanie. I have partners on the ground who are making sure that the work gets in, that the dollars go where they're supposed to be, that the policy is being shaped around you and what's happening with you. And for me, I see all my sisters in here today. I thank God that you did what you did, because you didn't just do it for me, I mean for you, you did it for me. Because when you're well, and when you're better, you make families better. And when my families are better,
That's right.
my community is better. And when my community is better, we're all better.
Come on.
But what you did is no small feat. One of the most difficult things to do is to assess, evaluate, and correct yourself. It's so easy to say what's happening somewhere else. Well, if it was me, I would. What she should have did was. And I don't know why she. And I don't know why he. Right? We can do that easy. But when you have to look inside.
Come on.
Looking inside makes you know the reality of who you are. And some of us are afraid of who we are, and some of us are afraid of who we can become. Because it is scary. It can be scary. And you gotta push on, you gotta move on. And you've done that. You're there. That makes you strong, and I'm just happy that we have strong, healing women. We're all healing. You're no different than anybody else. I'm your senator, and I'm here to tell you I'm healing.
That's
We
right.
have all survived trauma as Black women in this community. As Black people, we have survived trauma and continue to experience it. It's not about what you've gone through, it's how you approach it and how you come through it.
Amen.
Okay? So keep on coming through. Thank you for what you've done. Congratulations. Thank you, Stephanie. Every time I see you, I've known this lady a long time.
Long time, okay? Been on the ground for a long time. I used to go to Senator Perkins' office and say, can you please make me 100 flyers, because I gotta go hang Lincoln. I need another 100 because I'm sure I gotta go up to Drew Hamilton. I gotta go to the project and hang the flyers up, because the mothers need to see this when they open up their mailbox.
As the power in a person like Stephanie, I have to say this. We're from this community. We're of this community. So this is not somebody on the outside telling you how to fix yourself. Somebody who doesn't know your story, who hasn't walked your walk, who can't relate to you culturally or otherwise. This is someone who's been where you've been, who's walked the path that you've walked. And that's important, because you gotta know the whole story. So I thank you, Stephanie, for being here, because that makes you even a greater inspiration to our community. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank both of you. Thank
Yes.
Yes, so now we're gonna, can you take them in case and say something about package what, Senator and, just take them back there to take 1 step.
Okay.
The Senator and, Bonnie. Yeah, so now we like to call up, one of our partners, and I'm talking about true partners. This is my brother from another mother. This is someone that wears a uniform, but it is a uniform. It's not the person. I think sometimes we get so caught up in like a uniform or what do you call it? A title or a position that we forget those are all just what they are. But it does not say who the person is as a human being, the character, the care, the concern, the 11th hour call, the we coming through because we're concerned. I started doing this work in 2010. I gave birth to the woman in 2010. And I started doing this work in Harlem around the same time. I was trying to go around trying to find a place. We found a place. It was really successful. And my girlfriend Zamaron, after it was over, it was like 150 people in the room, and it was in 2010 in October. And she called me up and she said, don't let one get cold. When she said that, it sparked me to put out, and I have never stopped ever since.
All right.
And when we started doing these panels and bringing people together and said, look, we got to come together as a whole because it takes all of us. It's all of us in the village, right?
Yeah.
And when the pandemic hit, but before the pandemic, we were doing workshops, we were doing panels, and I met this like cool dude. I'm gonna call him a dude, but I'm in this title. From the 3-2 precinct. Okay. And he had just got there at the time he was Inspector Greenie. And we had an event and he came. And he sat on the panel. And that shifted our whole relationship. Because I was like, yo, who's this? He's like, you look at him and you like, you don't think that he connects, that he's like cool, that I'm from the Bronx, like, I know what time it is. And from that point, me and Inspector Greenie, now Chief, have been working together. But my work propelled when the pandemic hit. Because the NYPD had something for black women and brown women, women that look like you. Women that look like you, sister, women that look like you. Because during the pandemic, it was a horror story, right? And we were worried in the pandemic before the pandemic. But because he knows my reputation, we've worked together before the pandemic, he called and that changed everything for me. I have a mother. I come out of Harlem Hospital. She was a black woman. Coming out of Harlem Hospital was a little baby, broken arm, broken nose, and nowhere to go. The hospital had closed down all their services, and Inspector Greenie at the time called me, and I said, bring her to me. Bring her now. They brought that young girl over to me, and I simply said to her, do you want to live or do you want to die? And she said, I want to live. I said, okay, come on. We're going to go get you a storage. We're going to pack his stuff up. And Inspector Greenie have 2 officers over in the house. We can go up in there, pack her stuff. We getting her out. We got her out that same day. I used my little hoopty. Now that's nice. Right, Chief Greenie? I got nice SUV. Before I had that little Nissan 2011 Nissan Roll Blue. Rescuing women.
That's right.
And Greenie brought her here to this office. And from there we became the critical response unit. So
All right.
I like to call her Chief Greenie.
All right.
Thank you, Sally. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Congratulations. That's a hard program to go through, right? When you're talking about yourself, you're digging deep. A lot of emotions come out. So I'll give you just a little bit of what we see as police from our lens. All right, on average, when the cops are called to the residents for domestic violence, they're going to be in their 20s. The cops, male and female, about 25, maybe 30 years old. Some of them have their own families, so they have kids. These are the most dangerous jobs for us to respond to. Okay, you know emotions are high. This is where we get hurt and killed all through the country, especially here in New York City, right? The largest city in America. So these are the most dangerous calls that we go to. You have young cops coming in to your homes, to domestic violence apartments, and trying to figure that out within 5 minutes. And then we leave. We don't, sometimes we don't arrest anybody, right? The person's not there. But we carry those little scars. We see the kids in the apartment. We see the trauma that you've gone through, what other women are experiencing. We feel it. We're human ourselves. During the pandemic, we weren't allowed to go to any apartments and make visits, like follow-up visits.
We did.
All right.
It made it very easy in the 32nd precinct for me to call Stephanie and say, hey, I need you and your team to go check on this family. It's been 2 weeks. she was assaulted. We just want to check on the kids, make sure they got food and stuff. We cannot go right now. We're not doing those checks. And she took on that workload. And it was over and over each day. I was tasking her with to knock on this door, give us feedback. Is that person there? Can we, do we know where he's staying so we can lock him up and bring some justice? She was in the middle of that. Then who do the cops call when we respond to the hospital? Now you have somebody with a broken arm, injuries, fractured face. You see the kids there. We're there taking a report, and our primary goal is to go and catch the person that did that, right? But who is there to help that person right there at 2 in the morning when we walk away? Because we got to go to another call. So who can we call? We're going to call Warm. That's a service for us to rely on to get that help right then in the middle of the night. So thank you and your team for doing that work. Greatly appreciative to us in the NYPD. I just want to say God bless all of you. Continue to stay strong, continue to go forward, and God bless you, and we're there for you. Anytime you need us, we're there to help, okay?
All right.
It is number.
That's right.
Black women, they go through a process. They are sworn into duty. But God gave me, I have been ordained to duty. So that's why this thing works here. Sworn in, ordained, and it has been something that has worked. You can't even explain how this thing worked here. Especially that uniform and some in our communities has not always been good. Over-policed and marginalized the black community. We know that. But what we want to do here now is kind of reimagine how we want to get down with y'all. Yo, this is what we need. This is what we expect. And then when we did that, it just worked. It worked. We need y'all. Could y'all go over there and help us get them people, pack their stuff up, and let's get them out. It's working, right? So let's just kind of reimagine, right? And kind of move some of our traumas, start to heal from them, and then start working in a real, I mean, this is the proof. Because you can't explain this, right? You cannot explain this. 11th hour, Greenie, this woman, right, Margie. I met Margie, they were getting ready to put Margie into a mental, what? A mental?
A facility for a person who is mentally incompetent.
And I went to the 2A precinct and I said, I need to get in that house. Because it was a woman that had took over her house. She was very educated. She spoke very well. She had the African like a queen, right? But they had this woman in her house as a prisoner. But they came to the precinct, to 2A, and said, the lady is crazy. So I told, not Officer Green, I'm going up there. Y'all told me, let's go. When we got up there, we saw a woman that was captured, that was left in her bathroom. They said she's crazy because she's going in the bathroom in a bucket, but they locked her in the back. She couldn't even get to her bathroom. So this is the stories that NYPD and WARM work together. These are real stories. And got this woman out, got those people out of her house, and then went to Surricans Court to fight with her to get her apartment back. But that's only the relationship that we had with NYPD. We can go in there and say, no, we're not going to believe that story. And the spirit just said, go up in that lady's house. And we met Margie, and she's been with us now since 2013.
Come on, sis.
Wow. Warm been with me since 2011.
Oh.
With me because I didn't know how to do it, and because of you, that I'm still here. And I'm not even alive, thanks to you.
Is that the girlfriend and the nephew, they wanted their apartment.
Man.
They just wanted their apartment. It's a very valuable apartment here in Harlem. And they wanted to take this elderly lady and put her in a mental institution so they can get the apartment.
Come on.
So that's how we get down here. You know, we do go above and beyond. So we just honor and we appreciate. We got a lot of stories, but Margie just was like right there. And I'm like, okay. 2-8, the 3-2, the 2-8, the 3, no, the 2-8 and the 3-2, right? But our relationship, where we gave birth and how we started this, our home will always be the 3-2. Because that's where we start. Even though Chief Greeny now is at the borough, but wherever he go, we go. And in the middle of the night, the relationships are so serious because there was a mother whose daughter was stabbed on 135th on December 13th. And I was in Queens being a secret Santa of my nieces that, you know, the mother was having a difficult time, so I went out to help to take them shopping. I was like, Santa Claus looks like me, so don't believe it's Santa. Like, that big fat man ain't gonna get all the credit. I'm out here.
That's right. That's right.
I was like, okay, this is Santa Claus, so we gonna go shopping, y'all go pick out stuff.
Yeah.
Chief Greeny called me at 6:30 in the evening, said, Stephanie, there was a young mother that was stabbed on 35th. Young girl, 16. I was like, I'm in Long Island now. I don't know. Can't get there. Then he called me back. He's play by play. She just died.
Oh my God.
So now he's like, you gotta get to the precinct. The mother's in there. The mother, who was 29, she had her daughter at 15. She was in the precinct by herself. She had no relatives. And she had just finished the interrogation and looking at her daughter's body. And after the detectives finished her, she was walking out the precinct. And God is my witness. I turned to go home because I was tired. But my car went to the left and I drove right to the precinct. And when I walked in, she was walking out and she walked right into my arm. With the little hoopty still. A little blue on it. Okay, but now we have luxury car. Okay.
That's right.
You have no idea the work I did before I got to that Mercedes.
That's right.
We had a hoopty, 2011, little Nissan Rogue. Don't get it twisted. I still have it, as a matter of fact. I'm always keep it because that's a part of my story. But I want to say is that he called me at 9, and I went there, and we took that mother, took her home. Because she was in a domestic violence shelter. She just lost her daughter to domestic violence.
Damn.
3 generations of domestic violence. Took her home, and the next day, G picked her up. We started the funeral process. We took her hair done. And now, what's she doing now, baby?
She makes jewelry. I don't see her here. I know who she is. I was hoping to see her tonight, but I know she's doing well.
Yeah.
She's strong. She's going forward. So we are encouraged by seeing her. We're all encouraged by seeing you. So thank you.
Yeah. So those are some of the stories. So we want to thank our partners. We just like to take a photo. Can we come up? These are all our partners here. Where's Monica to take a photo? And I just got to give one more story because I know they have to go. We got to start our program. In 2000 and what year was it? Okay, 22. There was before I take the picture, I have a story. There was a lady in Brooklyn, all the way in Brooklyn, who was stabbed by her boyfriend about 40-something times. She was in the hospital, and they had not caught the perpetrator yet. I didn't notice this man here, Sergeant Boone. We got a call from Sergeant Boone, said this lady's been released from the hospital. The shelter systems of big conglomerate people, I ain't mention their names, said we can't take her, she gotta go sit in a room. She has 150 stitches on the side of her face. Sergeant Boone brought that mother all the way from Brooklyn to our office. We stayed here, we waited, and what we did, we put her in a hotel, gave her, she had nothing. Rob, pennies, toiletries, toothpaste, ordered clothes. They were doing home checks every day because it was right 12:02. Yeah.
So total was like over 250 lacerations that she had throughout her body. When we brought her here, Stephanie gave up, she was going to an event. She ended up turning around, canceling, she didn't cancel an event, but she stopped going to the event just to help the, I call her a survivor because she did survive. She got a place to stay for the weekend, and on that Tuesday, she escorted her all the way to Newark Airport for her to get on the flight.
And our SUV, the Mercedes, okay? We can take women in luxury now, right?
Yeah.
And I called downtown, I was like, no, we had a movie. We had 2 officers in the back of our SUV like we were the president. And we had 2 officers in the front of our SUV. And we went to New Jersey, Newark, to put her on a plane to go with her.
To go stay with her brother for the week until he was captured. But while we was at the airport, they got a call inside while they were checking him in saying that he was captured.
All right.
Yes.
That was a good story, good ending to the story.
That's right.
Still doing well.
And we was hollering, right? The people came like there was a terrorist attack. Because I'm real loud. I was like, ah!
Oh, wow.
And they told us that they captured him. But this woman here, it was all on the news. And I don't even know how Sergeant Boone found our organization because I didn't have time to ask him.
Inside, I had no other place to call, no other person to call. But her flyer was on the wall in my
That's right. That's right.
So it was in the precinct. One of my officers had the flyer.
Come on.
And I had my officer call over to see what kind of services we can give for the young lady.
All right. That's right.
I appreciate her. That's why I always tell her.
We're going to take a picture and then we're going to continue the program.
Can you see? Come in front of me. Come in front of me. Because I got to hide.